Vocab Malone admits that the Greeks are unbelieving Israelites. Giving all praise to YAHAWASHI, SHAM, QADASH. This is going to be a short video, and this is from Mark 7. The video title is Vocab Malone's page. The title is Mark 7 proves Jesus declared all foods clean, which he totally botched that up. Has nothing to do with foods. Had everything to do with washing your hands and whether dirt is going into your system. So the Lord said, you know, you get a little dirt on your hands, it goes into your body and it comes out the backside, so to speak. Anyway, this is 1 minute and 53 seconds in of a 40-minute, 12-second video. Let me bring it back a little bit more. Right about here. So listen up, listen up. I hope you can hear it.
Law around the law to make sure you don't break the law. There's an outer law almost. It's not really in the Bible, but it'll keep you extra safe. And it became sort of an over-literalistic system that's not really what the spirit of the law was all about. So we see the Pharisees, and that's why sometimes, if you notice, sometimes Jesus compliments the Pharisees. You'll see sometimes where he actually gives them compliments. But they were better than the Sadducees. The Sadducees didn't even believe in the whole Old Testament. They only believed in the first 5 books. They didn't even believe there was going to be a resurrection. So Pharisees are better than Sadducees, at least. Then there was the secular Jews who didn't care about any of that. They just lived like they were Greeks. They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. I need to get my kid circumcised. I can eat all the pork. Now, these are the stipulations of their day. We're under the new covenant, not the old covenant. But that's what they were to do at that time. A lot of Jews didn't care about that. Just give me the money, right? I mean, all people do that. You know, sell principles, whatever. I'm not saying it's a Jewish thing. Some people are all anti-Semitic. That's not what I'm saying. But the Pharisees at least were trying, but it ended up.
So you heard that, the part with the Greeks. Let me bring that back a little bit so you can hear it one more time. I don't want to go too far back. So let's listen.
You see sometimes where he actually gives them compliments. But they were better than the Sadducees. The Sadducees didn't even believe in the whole Old Testament. They only believed in the first 5 books. They didn't even believe there was going to be a resurrection. So Pharisees are better than Sadducees, at least. Then there was the secular Jews who didn't care about any of that. They just lived like they were Greeks. They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. So Pharisees are better than Sadducees, at least. Then there was the secular Jews who didn't care about any of that. They just lived like they were Greeks. They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. They just lived like they were Greeks. Sadducees, at least. Then there was the secular Jews who didn't care about any of that. They just lived like they were Greeks. They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. I don't need to get my kid circumcised. I can eat all the pork. Now, these are the stipulations of their day. We're under the new covenant, not the old covenant. But that's what they were to do at that time. A lot of Jews didn't care about that. Just give me the money, right? They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. I don't need any of that. They just lived like they were Greeks. They didn't really care. They just like, I'll just be a Greek, you know. I don't need to get my kid circumcised. I can eat all the pork. Now, these are the stipulations of their day. We're under the new covenant, not the old covenant. But that's what they were to do at that time. A lot of Jews didn't care about that. Just give me the money, right? I mean,
Good. I'm glad he said that. You heard it. I hope you heard it loud and clearly. Now, when you come across the word Greek, and we know this is very, I don't even got to go to these precepts. This is for some of the newer ones of y'all out there. Let me deal with the word. Let me go to Galatians, because he loves to pull this one out. So now we can understand what it means by Greek in the New Testament. Verse. Galatians 3, verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach, YAHAWASHI. And if ye be of the Hamashiach or Mashiach, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. So Christians, like Vocab, he'll say, see, doesn't matter whether you're Greek or Jew. Okay, so let's just deal with this. Let's close the book. Okay, so that's what it says. So the only people that could be saved based upon this precept is Jews, which represents all of Israel. Ephesians 2 tell you that. And Greeks. Romans can't make it. Moabites can't make it. Hamites can't make it. The Canaanites, remember what the Lord told Israel to do to the Canaanites when they took the land of Canaan, and kill them, don't marry among them. Don't make any treaties or covenants with them, right? So the Most High has a soft spot in his heart for Greek people. No, it's talking about Israelites that were Hellenized during the time period, during the time period of Antiochus Epiphanes, where he gave the order, you can't circumcise your children, you have to dress in a Greekish fashion. We've been through this before. You have to wear a hat. You have to go to the place of exercise. You can't call yourself at all a Jew. And you have to eat pork. So what happened? What Vocab just said, oh, I don't got, I don't got to circumcise my kids. I can eat pork. That's what he just said, right? So, but he said that the Jews were saying it. So why would the Jews just throw away the law if they were living in that region of land over 2,000 years ago? Why would they say such a thing? Because of going back to the Maccabees, going back to what I just said about Antiochus Epiphanes laying down the law that you cannot be a Jew anymore. You got to do what the Gentiles do. And so they got Gentile names, Greek names, whatever. And the proof of that is in the book of Romans, the 16th chapter, give you a list of names, and they're all Greco or Greco-Roman names. Even one of those Jakes was named after the name Herod. As a matter of fact, let me go to that. So what did Paul mean when he said, I am an apostle of the Gentiles, therefore I magnify my office? Meaning he's going to go to all the Gentiles that he can reach, which are Israelites who got caught up in that thing going back to the time of the Maccabees and Antiochus Epiphanes. So let me go to Romans. Now we're going to see how many times the word Greek is mentioned in the New Testament, in the NT. So in Romans chapter 16. Greetings and love expressed. This is in Rome, right? I command unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Senchia. They have received her in YAHAWAH as becoming saints. So women are saints too. And the word saints just means the holy ones, which are the Israelites, the believers, mainly the elect. But even the ones that don't believe are still saints. They're the holy ones. All Israel will be saved. And that ye assist her in whatsoever business she have need of you, for she have been a succorer. Basically, that means a helper of many and of myself also. So this woman had a successful business or businesses, and she was helping the saints. So Paul said, work with a helper. If she needs a hand, help her out. Because she helped many people, and she even helped me. She looked out for me. It said, greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in YAHAWASHI, HaMashiach YAHAWASHI. That was a husband and wife team that worked close with the Apostle Paul, who have, for my life, laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches are the Gentiles. And he's talking about the other nations. He don't give a damn about the other nations. He's talking about the Israelites coming out of that Gentile state of mind. Likewise, greet the church that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved Epinetos, who is the first fruit of a chia unto Yahawashi. So a chia, let me look up the word a chia. The first fruit of a chia. So you got to know maps too and places, right? A chia means trouble. In a restricted sense, the maritime region of northern Peloponnesus. In a broader sense, a Roman province embracing all Greece except Thessaly. So this was an actual place. And this was the first, this man right here, Epinetos, he was the first fruit. He was the first guy that became a believer in that region. So let's deal with his name. A Christian at Rome, greeted by Paul in what? Romans 16, verse 5. So he gave him, told him to stand up, take a bow. He shouted the man out. And so he was definitely, let's deal with the word. Okay, it means praiseworthy. Praiseworthy. In the Greek. So it was a Greek, obviously a Greek name, because they were following the Greek ways by their parents and their parents' parents and their parents' parents, all the way back during the time of the Maccabees. So now let's come back over here. Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute Andronicus and Junia. These are not Hebrew names. These are Greek or Greco-Roman names. My kinsmen and my fellow prisoners, who are of note among the apostles, who also were in the Messiah before me. So these people go way back. Some of these people go way back. Greet Amplias, my beloved in the Lord. Salute Urbane. These are not Hebrew names. Our helper in the Messiah. And Stachis, I hope I'm saying that right, my beloved. Salute Epilas, approved in Hamashiach. Salute them which are of Aristobulus household. These are not Greek people. These are Israelites with Greek names. Go back to the Maccabees. Go back to the time of the Maccabees and the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, where they made them follow they Hellenized them. And so their parents gave them Greek names. They ate pork, they did whatever Greeks did. They spoke Greek. The people of the so-called Byzantine Empire, if I'm not mistaken, the language was Greek. That's why Paul, the Most High blessed Paul to speak fluent Greek, because he had to go to the Gentiles, which were Israelites, in the Gentile state of mind. So he had to speak their language. So as you read down, every last one of these names are Greek or Greco-Roman names. Hermes. I'm trying to get the one. I believe his name was, bear me for a minute. Let me try it this way. Okay, here it is. Salute Herodian, my kinsman. Is that an Edomite? The Herods are known, they're Edomites. They come out of Antipater. So you even had Israelites with the name of Herod. This is an extension of the name Herod, Herodian. Salute Herodian. Let me click on that. A certain Christian, and it means heroic, Herodian. So now the Apostle Paul said, look, you guys got cool names, you got to change your names. No. Did some of them eventually change their names? I would think so. So now let me come back to Galatians 3:28. Let me click on it. And like I said, Vocab just admitted. He said you had Jews out there that just followed the Greek way. And there were some that would call themselves Greeks or were Hellenized and lived in Greek Greek provinces, and even Alexandria, Egypt, which was controlled by the Greeks. That's why you have a famous library in Alexandria, Egypt. Alexandria named after Alexander because he conquered Egypt. And then you had the Ptolemy dynasty take Alexander's place. So who was ruling Egypt for those years? It wasn't black Africans. It was people that came out of Alexander's kingdom, the Ptolemies. Okay, let me see here. So now the word here is Helene. A Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek island or colonies, in a wider sense, the name embracing all nations, not Jews, because they were not considered Jews by the actual Jews that kept the law, statutes, and commandments. If you say, well, I found out my line goes back to a Judite named so-and-so, they're not going to accept that. So it says, in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, the various tribes, the ones of the kingdom of Judah who sold out to Antiochus Epiphanes. It says not Jews that made their language custom. That's why Paul was able to speak Greek, so he can speak to those Israelites that only knew Greek. Custom. What were their custom? They were eating pork. They were not circumcising their sons. They were dressed in the Greekish fashion and learning of the Greeks their own. So you had two groups of Israelite Gentiles. You had the Hellenistas in Acts chapter 6, the Grecian widows at the daily business, I'll say business administration, business. But then you have, because they believe, but they didn't necessarily speak Hebrew. So the Jews or the Israelites that were a part of the discipleship that came up under the apostles, they were kind of prejudiced because these are really not, yeah, okay. It's like Jake, you got Jake from the north, they kind of look down on Jake from the south, but the Jake from the south, they picked themselves up. But at one time, somebody come from down south and up to New York, you're gonna not want to hang with them. If you go to Ghana, if you go to Nigeria, the people of Nigeria we are the same people, the people of Ghana, people of Nigeria, and so forth. But they're gonna look at you some type of way. No different than Italian, that's 4th, 5th, 10th generation Italian that knows very little Italian and goes back to Italy. They're gonna kind of look at you a little sideways. You're really not an Italian, even though your line goes back to Italy. So this is what it was talking about. So you had the difference between the Helen were the Greeks, come across the word Greek, or Gentiles, or the Hellenistas, which were Israelites living in Greece that kept the law, statutes, and commandments the 3 times in a year. So it's not that hard, man. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom.